Now, over the weekend, Liberal member of the Victorian Legislative Council, Bev McCarthur, spoke at the Conservative Political Action Conference, and now we're lucky to have her join us on the show. Bev McCarthur, you represent the Western region of Victoria in the Legislative Council. That's an area that's a key target of Chris Bowen's net zero plan to scar prime agricultural land with what will be massive transmission lines. Bev, there's been protest after protest about this, and yet Labor still seems to be charging right ahead. How are your constituents coping with this? Are they concerned, and why?
Well, Amanda, thank you for that, and congratulations for your efforts at CPAC as well. It was a pleasure to be there with good warriors like yourself. But can I say, I've spent 2 days talking to farmers, environmentalists, pony club and riding club volunteers, football club presidents, equine businesses, an aerodrome owner, and there is red-hot anger at what this government and their offshoots like AEMO and AusNet are doing to people. What is happening to people in country Victoria is actually criminal, and they are suffering, and I've seen the suffering now over 3 years, physical and mental abuse. They are incredibly stressed by this operation. The government changed the rules at a whim. They look like they're making progress or they're going backwards, so they rewrite it. It's the Wild West out there in transmission land. And I can tell you this is going to be transpiring right across Australia. So everybody should get ready. There'll be a transmission line coming near you soon. It is shocking what's happening, and people in the city need to understand, if you want to have this green energy, you can't trample over the rights and property rights of people in the country. These people feed us, they look after us, and they are suffering. You won't have any chips soon. Watch out for the potatoes that just won't be grown. We'll be importing potatoes soon if all this goes ahead.
Australia should be feeding the world, but we jeopardise that when policy loses its way, as this has. And city people need to understand that property rights not being respected in the country might not affect them now, but the same principle can be applied just as badly to them in the city. Now, Bev, let's talk about offshore wind farms. New research shows that endangered blue and southern right whales could be heavily impacted if the government goes ahead with a huge offshore wind farm in what is a crucial feeding and breeding stretch of water off Victoria's southwest coast. Now, it doesn't seem to me there's anything recyclable about these wind farms, but there's also nothing green about this, given what it's doing to habitats, is there, Bev?
Well, it's most interesting, I think, that everybody should get concerned about the whales, and we all love whales, an endangered species. But as I've just said, the endangered species that I've been with over the last 2 days are the farmers and the country people of Victoria, and no doubt in other parts of Australia up the east coast, who are suffering from this whole movement to get rid of fossil fuels and have an alternative which is supposedly green, but it's not green how you transmit it. Now, if it's no good for the whales, is it any good for the people? Because I'm concerned about the endangered species who are my constituents, the farmers and the country people of Victoria. They need to be looked after first and foremost, and this government couldn't give a damn.
I love how hard you fight for them, Bev. Thank you so much for the work you're doing to not just protect their livelihoods, but their very viability in your part of the world. And of course, setting a precedent for the rest of the nation. That's all we have time for from you tonight, Bev. Thank you very much.